Somebody needs to tell me like what to do about these pimples in between my eyebrows because they are getting a little annoying. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be honest, I've already filmed this once weeks ago. I wanted to upload it, but I felt like it was really disorganized and I missed a few points. I really didn't want to refilm it because like it was golden hour or something was happening to the light and I just looked really good. But we're just gonna have to deal with the smoky skies. I hope all of you and your loved ones are safe if you're on the West Coast. I don't know why there's so many fires. If you don't believe in global warming, maybe you should reconsider. Thank you so much to everyone who watched my dental vlog and asked specific questions or DM'd me because now I can answer them in this video. So here is the story of how I got into dental school at 19. I'm 19 right now. My birthday is September 29, 2000, baby. Like, I hate that I'm turning 20, but such is life, you know, you age and I wish it didn't happen, but. So currently I attend USC Herman Ostrow School of Dentistry. We're doing hybrid classes. We only go in for sim lab and that's every other week so that we can social distance. So we've broken up into different groups. I do feel like I'm paying for a little bit less quality of education. Like I'm getting half the lab time and I'm getting, you know, not in-person instruction and I can't really meet all my classmates and work with them. Like I would have loved to have done that. That's what you do your first year. Cannot lie, I do love that I can wake up like 10 minutes before class and just put on a t-shirt. Same price tuition though. I'm having a lot of fun though. I'm really enjoying it. I really love the people that I have been able to meet. So I graduated early twice. I graduated high school and skipped my senior year. I graduated college and I skipped my senior year. I went to the University of Pittsburgh and my majors were economics and neuroscience and then like chem minor, but that's what you get when you do like a pre-health track. If you're thinking about graduating early, this might seem dramatic. Quite literally changed my life and it may have been the best decisions that I've made. Which sounds really bad. I would never discourage anybody from graduating early. It's really not that challenging because you adjust well to the workload. If you have your heart set on it, you can absolutely do it. You know, honestly, I decided to graduate college early this spring of my sophomore year. So I was super behind on lots of things, which I'll get to later, like volunteering and stuff like that. And you would think with only a year left, like you decided to graduate early, it would be really difficult, but that was the easiest year of my entire college career. The less time that you waste in lower education, the more time you have to like do what you really love and earn money. So in high school, the way that I graduated early was because I took 2 Englishes my junior year. Most high schools just require you to take 4 years of an English course, so I took junior English online, which was fucking easy. And then I did senior AP English in school, along with AP Psych, AP Calc BC, AP Bio, and I think that's all I took that year. But the year before I took some other AP courses. And I would recommend doing AP courses, except I know that pre-med, pre-dentals, most medical dental schools don't really accept AP credit for completion of the prereqs. If your high school offers you dual credit enrollment, like with a community college, make sure you do that because that's the only reason I didn't have to retake courses to get into USC, because otherwise it would have been a big mess. But having those AP credits, when I went into college I had like about 30 credits, which was a whole year of college, and that meant that I could take higher levels and I just wasted less time in college itself. So I highly recommend that you think about graduating early. Well, college especially, you don't miss out on anything because you mix with people of all different levels and grades and like interests. You don't feel like you've been cheated of like 1 extra year, you know what I mean? In high school, I had a really bad high school experience, so I was happy to leave early. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Through high school, I got into Pitt's guaranteed admissions program for the dental school. So if I kept a certain GPA, I was guaranteed a seat in their dental class. I don't know what the rules are now because I remember that they changed it because I was graduating early and I had to reach out to them. I was like, do I take the DAT? Because usually they don't require that you take it, I'm pretty sure, since you're guaranteed. But anyway, it's a non-binding program. I think any guaranteed program that you get into, it's non-binding. You can change your mind, which is what I did. And they were really sweet about it. They were just like, yeah, okay, wish you well. There's no reason to not try to apply to those programs in your undergrad applications. Even though my majors are inapplicable to like dental practice, it still was really interesting. It was a good balance so that I wasn't killing myself over like all the science classes, because I know a lot of people do like biology, chemistry majors just because they're on the science track, and you think that because it's science with your science prereqs they would overlap and it'd be easier. Really, taking a different discipline is so much better, especially if it's non-science, because it's a lot less stressful. There's a lot less material that you have to memorize. It does use like a different part of your brain. So if you're just like not inclined to that, then don't do that. It worked out well for me and I really enjoyed what I learned. This is still on graduating early, sorry. I also want to say that it was a really seamless transition for me from high school to college. It was like as good as could get. I was introduced really early. I was 16 when I went in, so I was introduced to like drugs and alcohol and just like everything bad. I was across the country from my mom. My dad lived like 30 minutes away, so I didn't really like see him often. Plus he's not really a hovering type parent. My mom's more hovery. And it's really just a personal thing. If you think that you won't just get lost in the sauce, I think you'll be fine. Personally, I just like learned a lot about myself, and you learn a lot of self-control, responsibility. If you just have your eyes set on the goal, if you know that you have to achieve a certain GPA, if you have to do certain extracurriculars and like make time for it, you're not gonna like spin out and lose control. Extracurriculars for dental school are definitely easier than for pre-med. Like pre-meds, they go crazy. Dental school, and they're like that. We're a little chill. And like I said, I decided to graduate college early, pretty late in the game. I had it all planned out for my 4 years. I was gonna start volunteering my junior year and do it through senior year. So I had a whole year already to like write on my resume. I started shadowing a periodontist sophomore summer. Then I started working for her, which was great. I learned so much. That was like the best job and it was super flexible. Obviously, by the time that I applied for schools, I didn't have that many hours, and I hadn't had any volunteering hours except for like this thing that I did for like Healthy You, helping program events for that are healthy and like fitness related, because I'm very into that. But I had nothing dental related. My DAT, I also wasn't even planning on taking, obviously. And then I was like, shit. At that point, I was like, I don't really want to go to Pitt anymore. So I was like, if I want to apply to other schools, I have to take my DAT. And it was already like summer, and usually people say that you need to take months to prepare, and it's an expensive ass test, like 500 whatever, I don't even know how many it is, so you don't want to mess up. Obviously I was in Pittsburgh until July, and then I realized like I was not studying because I just am really bad at studying sometimes. So I flew back home to Oregon. Being under my mom's rule really helped me get it together, and I'd studied for like a month straight, almost every day, probably like 5 days a week. The only study materials that I used was the DAT bootcamp. I know there are other things like whatever, the organic chem prep, I forget, chat. There's some other resources that a lot of people recommend, and I didn't do that at all. It was expensive. Like bootcamp was already $500, and don't tell anyone, but I split it with my friend. You will see their results, so as long as you're fine with them seeing your results, it doesn't really matter. You can just take the test over again. I just did that for a month straight. Honestly, I don't remember my DAT scores. I know my overall was 24. My science was my lowest. I think that was 22. My PAT was 24. My reading was 24. But I'm telling you this because when I did my practice test on DAT bootcamp, I could not score more than a 20 on the PAT, okay? Sometimes it'd be 19, sometimes it'd be less. Like I was just tapping out at 20 for most of my subjects. Sometimes I get 21, sometimes I get 22, but usually it was 20. I had to take my DAT because I was already really late in the cycle, and I had to fly back to Pittsburgh August 1st to move into my new apartment. I took my DAT July 29th. I just got it done with. I was like, this is going so badly. And then I got my scores and I was like, this is not going so badly. So now I'm in Pittsburgh, it's August, and I'm applying my applications. I had to get it done in August, basically. I was like, try to submit it mid-August, end of August latest. I actually submitted my USC one last because I wasn't even planning on applying here until my mom told me to, because it was a private school and it'd be easier to get into, and this was like my last chance to get back to the West Coast. You know, when you like graduate from a school, you tend to stay in the area because you know the people, you just like know the place, plus you have all this debt. So I mean, like then's not really time to be moving around. So I applied to UCLA, UCSF, and OHSU. OHSU is in Oregon, and that was also just like a second choice. The only schools that I got into was OHSU and USC. So it's not good enough, you know. Since I was already in Pitt, I didn't like have that much stress. I mean, I was stressed, don't get me wrong. I was writing my personal statement and I was like, this is absolute bullshit, because usually people have like some defining moment or something that really changed their life that made them see like, oh, I want to be a dentist. And I never really had that. you know, I kind of honestly stumbled into dentistry. I followed my sister to like this dental explorer program in high school. I wasn't into it. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not gonna be a dentist. Are you kidding me? Because she was the artsy one. So we were doing like teeth moldings. I remember this, and I was like, I can't fucking get this. I was like, this is so bad. I just never was interested in it. But then I got into the program at Pitt, and I was like, well, this seems like the route for me. I'm really glad that I followed through with it. So anyway, I read a lot of blogs that was telling me like how to write my essays and like the formula for it. I also talked to some consulting. I just sent them my essays, telling me something that I should improve in this essay, and they basically were like, yeah, great concept, but scratch all of that. This is like not what they want to see. You're not using the correct format. But I was like, you know what, I put so much time and effort into it, and I had everyone in my family review it, which was very stressful because the more opinions you get, the harder it is. I was just not gonna redo it, okay? I just wasn't. Also, if you are applying and you want me to read through your essays, I'd be more than happy to. Just message me on Instagram. I'll leave it right there. Message me on Instagram and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. Then I had my interview for USC in November. I only heard back from them in February, and this was after I sent a letter of intent, because like when I toured the school, I really loved it. It's really unfortunate for you guys who are applying this cycle, like you can't tour it obviously because of COVID, but that's really what helped me decide, yeah, this is kind of where I want to go, even though it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, people are just so happy here. I'm not sure if it's because of the sunshine or because like they got hella money. Everyone was just happy to be here, enthusiastic. They were just so spirited, you know? I definitely see that. Now that I'm here, I know that I made the right choice. What also may have helped, besides the letter of intent, they accepted me after I sent that letter, but I also got a 4.0 fall semester, so that's what they saw, and then my overall GPA was like a 3.8 when I like finished school. Then I got the OHSU interview because they sent me a thing to like sign up for interviews like in March, I think, and I emailed them back trying to like set up an interview, because no matter what you do, like don't ever give up an interview, you know? Like you want to have your options, unless you have to fly there, but now you don't have to do that. So there's really no need for you to give up an interview. And they never got back to me, so I was like, okay, whatever, it's just like burned. I have USC. But then they got back to me in like May or June, I feel like it was May. They were like, yeah, set up an interview because now we're doing it online. And I think what happened was they were just so busy like trying to figure out what to do with their current students and patients that they couldn't get back to us. But I had my OHSU interview, which was very not stressful. Oregon in general is just so chill. I talked to 2 faculty and it was really like just conversation. They were like, I don't know how we haven't interviewed you earlier, and I was like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah. But they're super nice. Like, don't stress for your OHSU interview if you have one lined up. Then I had to choose between OHSU and USC, and it was really difficult because OHSU is literally half the tuition, just tuition, not even cost of living, which obviously is more in LA than Portland. And somehow at the end of the day I decided that, you know, my heart was set on USC, so that's what I did. That is how I got to dental school at 19. Ta-da! The end. If you have any more questions, just comment them. I'm really good at getting back to comments, I think, at least. I hope that all of you enjoyed this video. I assume if you're watching this, you're pre-dental or considering being a dentist, and if so, I say go for it. Do it. Like, you're gonna love it. Oh, by the way, the contacts that I'm wearing, I keep forgetting to like mention them now because I wear them so often. These ones are the Mic Drop Kristen and Hazel, you know, my favorite. Links and the discount in the description. Have a lovely day, have a lovely week. It's Sunday, it's the start of the week, technically, if you go by calendar. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in a later video. Bye!